Hey y'all, this is me, Stop, Drop, and Roll On. And I'm going to try to be quick and not so this morning. Anyway, number one thing is that I have gotten my workout in. This morning, I put the incline up on 7. I walked to a clip of 2.7 miles per hour. Went a little faster and a little higher. In my mind, I was thinking like I was hiking. I don't know. Sometimes I just, let myself go. I don't want to think about so much about the paying attention to what I'm doing, of course, because if I don't, I will kiss the wall. I'm on the treadmill. And that's not my ultimate goal, but I'm just saying, sometimes I just think this feels like I'm hiking, and, you always be thinking like, well, maybe next time I get a treadmill when I, blow the engine out of this one. Maybe I'll get the treadmill that shows you like you walking on terrain and don't have a little dot going around in a circle like that. Because I'm like, I'm more than a dot, ain't I? So anyway, I was on there walking this morning and I was like, okay, that's good. And I did it. I did for 31 minutes. And it was all vertical the entire time. I had incline on it the entire time. I started out at 5 and then amped it up to 7 almost right away, 7%. And that's the deal. I mean, that's what I've been told to do and led to do is walk with the incline on it. So sometimes I walk with the incline on it. There'll be other times when I might do, just plain straight up walking, but at a higher pace, mile per hour and all of that other stuff. I do not think that I'm going to be doing the turkey trot this year. By now I would already have my number and already be registered and all of that kind of stuff. And that was something that I wanted to do. I mean, I really want to participate in that again. I really enjoyed it. The one in my town is kind of lame, but the one in the next big town going west is pretty cool. That's the one I participate in. I told y'all that year we went down there, Pierre standing out there smoking. And them folks is looking at him like, are you serious? And I was looking at him too, because I'm coming over the finish line. He's standing up there. And, you got all these health folks standing up here. I done told y'all. Look, I believe God that he is a non-smoker. That's what I believe. And I'll be so glad when the manifestation comes, because he's done it before. He can do it again. That sounds like one of them cartoon songs. Anyway, I got my workout in. It's like right up on 6 o'clock. That was about an hour ago. I got through. I got up this morning just like boom, like that. And I feel better about it. It's just like maybe I was just not getting up like I was. I don't know why. It just seemed like even with this daylight saving time thing this go around, I never have a problem with daylight saving time. Springing forward or falling back. But this time, I just act like a little sluggish this go round. And I'm like, okay, can you just come on and get right with this and let's get this thing going? So I think that I'm okay. I'm good. I'm finishing off my broth. Let me not reach. I did figure out the camera over there. Show y'all what it looks like. That's what the bone broth looks like. It just looks like some broth. Okay? I don't know if my cousin is appreciating it the way that I'm appreciating it. And my sister is just like, that might be because you the one that can eat elk toenails shaved down with ginger sprinkled on the top of them. And you might not say it's good, but you will say it's good for me. Hold your nose, close one eye, and take it on down. I can do that. But to me, the bone broth is not bad. There are other things that you can do with this. There's a website or a YouTube channel on here, y'all, called Underground Wellness. And just if you inclined, are you still interested in this? Are you interested in it at all and you ain't got around to looking at other places? And I'm not affiliated with them in any way. It's just that it was one of the places that when I started doing some research that came up, and I got on there and looked at a couple of looked at a couple of videos and stuff like that, and then looked at the chef that they had on there that was actually making the broth. Um, and then he sells it too, but I mean, you can do it. I'm telling you. But anyway, yesterday, enough. Oh, one last thing. I bought this in here for a reason. I'm on my exercise ball, y'all. Okay. Um, I had bought these ball jars. This is, the wide mouth one, and it holds what a cup and 2 ounces, so 12 ounces. And I didn't know. Somebody had said on a website that they put their jars, their broth in jars and freeze it. And I was like, glass in the freezer? I don't know what I was thinking about. So I had some jars still left over. Because I have my herbs and stuff. Even though, the ones that are, if you got them in the pantry and they in something like this, then it's okay. Because you ain't leaving the light on in the pantry. For the most part, it's dark. Okay, boom, I'm through with that. What I'm talking about is this here freezes. And I didn't know that you could put these in the freezer. I told you I don't know everything. I'm thinking glass, explosion. Don't ask me why. So I usually put my broth in here. This is the 1 cup mark. And I put it up to here. And then you always leave room for expansion, of course. And then I just put it in the freezer because this broth is strained. If some people get foam and film on theirs, I haven't had that problem. I got some broth going right now. And I haven't had that problem where I have to go through there and skim stuff. The one thing that I did read is that if you put the apple cider vinegar in it, that it actually causes the magnesium and calcium to really leach from the bone, so you have mineralization in your broth, okay? And then also, not only do you strain it, you also, this is just the process, and I'm all over the place. You cool it down, and then it'll get a tallow cap on it. And the bottom part up underneath is the broth that you use. It'll usually be gelatinous. Okay, that's the collagen. Boom. And I had a tallow cap about like this. Now, I don't need beef tallow for anything. So I just discarded mine. I mean, some people keep it and cook with it. That ain't me. But that's my thing on going with the broth. So this is a every morning thing. It's almost like the guy on Underground Wellness. That's his cup of coffee in the morning or whatever. But I'm just sharing that a little bit. Just for anybody that's interested, that, didn't say anything or thinking about it or whatever. That's my little process. Yesterday, I was telling y'all, and I'm going to be quick about this part, hopefully, that my family knows that if they coming over, which a lot of my family doesn't live here, but I do have some family that lives here, that they call before they come. I always, do the same thing. I'm not going to ever really just show up at your house without letting you know I'm on my way. Is it a good time? Yada, yada, yada. And yesterday I got a call, and I really wasn't expecting that call, so I took it. But I was in the middle of doing something, related to work, and I was like, oh my God. But I was really technically, winding down to take my lunch break, but I was still trying to complete that particular process. And I was just like, oh man, okay. And my friend's husband was on the line, and he was kind of like, well, we're not that far from you, and we're trying to figure out where you are exactly, because it's been a while since, we've been over that way and everything. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was just like, okay, what is this about? And Pierre was here, and so I was just like, y'all excuse me. I was like, Pierre, can you, go ahead and talk to him and let him know, and what ended up happening is Pierre went and got him and just like brought him in. So he was like the street traffic controller yesterday as opposed to air traffic, And I had told him, I said, well, I don't know what, the call is about, but because I don't know what it's about, I had to deal with my flesh yesterday, and the Lord just immediately, my flesh tried to rise up, and the Holy Spirit was just like, you know what? You want to be a friend? You want to have a friend? Then you need to be a friend. You need to be hospitable. And everybody ain't going to always play by your rules. So you got to need to understand that you don't know what is needed at this point. And you really don't know what, what the part is that needs to, what needs to take place right this minute. So just calm yourself and stop the fuss. Okay? That's basically it. And I was just like, okay. And wasn't no bucking on my part, about and all that. Now the old me, anyway, Pierre came on back and he came in through the garage and I heard the car doors in the front. And I just got up and went to the door and I was like, hey, what's going on? No pretense, no problem, no, nothing fake about it, just for real. And they came on in, and sat down. That's how I used my lunch break. And it was okay, I'm fine. But I got to thinking, after they left and got to talking to. It wasn't because it was two things going on. It was me learning a lesson about getting outside of myself. And it was also me learning a lesson about just accepting circumstances like they are. Knowing that whatever it is going to work out for my good. Even the most ugliest thing is going to work out for my good. Now, I'm not saying the visit was ugly, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, even when the outcome isn't something that you think is cute, that you would be glad to, to welcome. Everything ain't perfect, and it's not always a nice thing that's going on. But they came yesterday just to visit because they were in town. These people do not live close. They live in another town. Another town. And granted, they had something to do here in town, but I was one of the somethings to do on their agenda. And I was just like, you know what, God? You put me in somebody's mind yesterday. I meant something to somebody else enough to where they factored me into their day. I'm not coming at it from an arrogant standpoint, y'all. I'm just saying that we don't know how many blessings we miss out. Opportunities to fellowship with like-minded people. Opportunities to give of ourselves to other people. And to do things when you won't do things outside of either if it's a comfort zone or outside of the quote-unquote proverbial box and things like that. We cut blessings off. We leaving stuff on the table left and right because we don't want to give up our habits, because we don't want to stop thinking the way that we thinking, because we don't want to stop, that's uncomfortable, or this isn't the way that I expect this to go. It ain't always about me. It's not always about you. And the older you get, the more you will find out that sometimes the blessing is in the mess. Or the blessing is in the situation where you get, your little way that you want to do your program kind of turned around a little bit. I had no idea that lady was bringing me a gift card yesterday. I didn't know. I did not know. And that in the out time, Pierre was going to get to talk to a male, another man, and they sat there and talked about stuff, and sometimes we had cross conversations going, and all this stuff, and it was just, a little bit of something out of my day that was unexpected, but it was for my good. I couldn't see it at the beginning, because we have a tendency to look at things that we are not prepared for as an interruption or a glitch or this and that, and when it's something totally different than what we are looking at or how we seeing it. And so change your vantage point, because mine is changing. It's changing on a daily basis. Y'all, I got my workout in. I done ran my mouth. I got to go in here and get desalted. And I got to take all this mess I done brought in here out of here. Y'all have a good day. Move your meat. Toodles.